Happy Friday! So yesterday we did our fun sidewalk chalk obstacle course all around. Today we're going to go back and focus on one part of it, the hopscotch. Now when we do this as our obstacle course at school, we usually just hop through and keep going on to the next station. But hopscotch is actually a game. It's played all over the world. It's hundreds of years old and there's many different variations. But today I'm going to show you the way that I was taught. And it is going to be geared a little bit more towards our older kids at school, like the older 3s, the 4s, and the TK, but we can always make modifications to the game so that the 2s and the younger 3s can enjoy it too. So before we play the game, you're going to need just a couple things. You're going to need sidewalk chalk if you're playing outside, or you will need painter's tape if you're going to make a grid inside. Each person is going to need a game piece. Outside you can just go ahead and grab a rock or a water bottle lid. Inside you could use those beanbag socks that we made, or you can use balled up socks. Whatever you use, you want something that'll fit inside the squares and something that's not going to roll. Alright, before you can get started, you have to make your grid. You need to make sure that your foot will fit inside of each of the squares. So you can put your foot down and you can draw a square around it. And then both feet. Or, if you have a piece of paper, you can just go ahead and set that down and draw around the paper. That makes it really easy. After you've got your whole grid drawn, you're usually going to do 8 to 10 squares. And you can do them in different formations, but this is the formation that I've chosen. This is the one that's most common. You're going to go back and number your squares, starting with 1, 2, 3. You're going to go ahead and number those all the way down to the end in order. And that is your setup. So I'm going to grab one of my game pieces and I'm going to show you how to play the game. You determine who goes first. Once you figure that out, the first person is going to take their game piece and drop it in the first box on the grid. Now this is the box you have to jump over. You can't step in that box, so you're going to jump over. When you have 2 boxes next to each other, you'll land on 2 feet. When you have 1 box, you're going to go 1 foot. So you're going to go all the way through the grid. 2, 1, 2, 1, turn around, and come back. When you get to your piece, you're going to pick it up. There's 2 different ways to play it. Some people play it that you're going to continue on, step in that last box and hop off. But some people play it that after you pick up that piece, you still skip that same box, and that's how I play it. So you're going to jump off. All right. Another great thing about this game, you can play it by yourself. You don't need anybody else, 1 person, but it's easy to play with several people. After you take your turn, it'll be the next person and the next person. When it is back to your turn, you've already done the first box. Now you're going to throw it to the second box. And now I have to go around that one. Remember, my feet don't go in that box, so I have to hop on 3 boxes. Hop, hop, turn around, go back. I'm going to pick that piece up and I'm still going to hop it out. I'm going to go to number 3. I'm going to switch my feet. Turn around, come back, pick it up. Whoa! See, now I put my foot down there. I'll tell you that rule in just a minute. All right. Then you would go to 4. Turn, hop over, and out. All right. You would go all the way down through number 10. Once you got 1 through 10 done, that is the end of the game. Now for my 2-year-olds, modifications. Aiming at this point is a little difficult, so for the 2-year-olds, you can just have them throw it. Whatever square it lands in is the square that they skip. Maybe have them say the numbers as they jump on them, so they start getting more familiar with that. Also, my 2s and my young 3s, not that good on balance yet. They can do rocket, soldier, rocket, part of the jumping jacks, feet together, soldier, rock it together, apart, jump over. So they can do 2 feet on all of them, just doing them together and apart. My older threes, my 4-year-olds, my TK, I really want you to try to do the 1 foot, 2 foot, work on your balance. As you go down the grid, the further away ones are going to be harder to hit. So you might start out you get 3 turns to get it in the box. I missed once. Try again. All right, I got it that time. So then you would continue on. So when you're starting out, maybe you get 3 turns to get it in the box. Now, as your aim improves, maybe you go down to 2 tries to get it in each box, and then down to the official rules of 1 time to get it in the box. If you miss, then on the next turn, you're still trying for that same box until you get it. And one of the other stricter rules is that it has to land all the way in the box. It can't be touching any lines. And that's if your aim is better. So as your balance improves, one of the rules is that as you're picking it up and you're on 1 foot, hang on, let me go all the way through. You come back to pick it up. The other rule is that you can't put your foot down, and you have to finish correctly. And if you don't, if you put your foot down, you have to go through that turn again before you can move on to the next number. So that is basically it. Those are the rules to hopscotch. I'm gonna go work on it some more because I need some practice. So I hope y'all have a great weekend. I will see you back here on Monday. Bye.